Hello everyone, my name is Andy and welcome back to another episode of Deals and Steals. Deals indeed, but today was expensive. Yeah. If you know anything about Strymon, you know that they're top tier, high-end, state-of-the-art quality, but oh my gosh, they're expensive. And then these weird twin series pedals from Boss are really wild. So let's kick off with the Boss. We'll talk about this a little bit. This will be in a Boss board episode later regarding the twin series. So the Space Echo is a delay, and look at that, basically new in box. Even got the batteries still. A delay reverb combination that emulates the old Roland, not quite a rack unit, but big old unit you'd stick on top of an amp or in a shelf or whatever, called the RE-20. This is an RE-20 and follows the 20 of the, what is it, the 20 series of the twin. Looks basically new. This guy used both of these. Sounds like he's a synth player. So he had these and a couple other pedals that were synth related. This is really cool. This finish is awesome. It's very rough, just kind of unique. But anyway, I'm sure this thing's going to sound amazing. I needed it as a part of the all twin series board. This was $175, which is honestly, it's expensive. It's one of the more expensive Boss pedals I've purchased. Probably in the top 5, but worth it. I don't know. I honestly don't know if they produce these anymore. I think they do. Let me look. I'm not really sure. They might have ceased production of this one recently. Within this last year, there was a local shop that had a cluster of all new Boss pedals, including one of these that had been sitting for a while, and they were all he was selling them all at cost just to get rid of them. He just wants more of the Katanas, which I don't blame him. Those are great, but I missed out on that one. That was $180. So this I got for $175, no tax. But regardless of if these are maybe in production, obviously supply chain's kind of messed up right now. But regardless, Reverb has these at fairly astounding prices for some reason, and I think these were $250 new. So much as it's rough out of pocket, $175 for this is a really good deal. But we'll come back to this one. The real star of the show this evening is the Strymon Zelzah. Now this is very new. This is a pre-owned one, but this guy kept his stuff really nice. I'm not expecting any Velcro on the back. Much depth as there is to this pedal, the manual is pretty simple, and I love it. There's some good literature, videos online too. But this, okay, he's got, oh nice. It's a nice tasteful piece of Velcro. That's perfect. They call it a multi-dimensional phaser. This is 2 phasers in one, 4-stage and a 6-stage with a few different tricks on each side. Up, classic 4-stage phaser, like similar to what you'd find on like an old Boss pedal, or maybe a Phase 90. I don't know. There's 2-stage, 4-stage, 6-stage, obviously, and so on. But that's going to have your classic wave up and down. Barber is always going to sound like it's rising, or I think you can switch it to falling, which is interesting. An envelope filter is kind of like an auto wah, 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 wah. But it reacts to your playing. That's the left side. Speed, depth, and mix there. Relatively simple. This side gets a little more complex. Speed and depth, resonance, basically, along with the depth, kind of changes the range of the sweep, which is pretty cool. Honestly, what do they say? How much of the sound is going back into the loop? I don't know. If you want info, talk to Strymon or watch their stuff on YouTube. It's great. But what I really like about this one, this side rather, is that this phase voice, or I'm sorry, this voice knob for phase and time is phase characteristics followed by flange characteristics in this realm, and then chorus. You can also get it to sound kind of like a faux Leslie circuit. I think one of these sides, I believe it's this one, but you can almost get it to be tremolo style. So there's, you know, like a lot of Strymon, there's more than meets the eye. Very Transformers like. That being said, there's so much function on the surface that it's great. It is full stereo, regular in, stereo out, which kind of makes sense because in theory this is probably one of the first effects right after your drives, which are typically all mono anyway. So then it can go out to stereo, which is cool. Whoa. But looks like you can do a stereo input, so I guess you could do a Y cable in. That's interesting, huh? But then that made room for this Expression MIDI jack, which is cool. And I think you can do MIDI via USB as well. That's cool. I didn't know that. I'll have to look that up or ask about that. I'm going to switch this to mono because that's how I'm going to be going into the pedal. I'm going to demo this in mono for the moment. I believe on both sides you can do a hold function and you can use knobs to change different parameters kind of under the surface. One of them is how wide the stereo image is, which is really cool. And I don't know if you need MIDI to do it or if it's one of these special functions, but I believe you can set, you should be able to set the order, one into the other into one, or parallel. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. It's been 6 minutes. Let's plug this thing in. Real quick before we plug it in, again, this thing is basically new. There's the unused feet. There's a sticker in there. I'll probably stick that on a pedal, or not on a pedal, on a case. But what was in this little box on the left here is a power cable. So Strymon obviously realizes that though this is 9 volts, their pedals are hungry. I do not know the exact draw of this, but this 9-volt supplies 660 milliamps, which is amazing. So very cool, Strymon, for including that. This retails for $349, which is a lot. That's a lot for, you know, however many variations of one, call it one effect, right? But there's so much more to it. Absolutely bananas. I was just so intrigued from the get-go. Once I saw one, I was like, this is absolutely insane. I have other pedals that do phasing and other multi-effects and stuff, but I was like, okay, if this is one of, you know, the best kind of things, I gotta try it. So $350 retail approximately. I got it for $275, which is a lot of money, but all things considered is a really good deal. So I'm very happy about that. Quick backstory on this and the Space Echo, both from the same gentleman. He had them listed for quite some time on Facebook Marketplace, and last night, January 27th, I sold a few pedals to get some cash together to buy these two. And then, of course, not long after I got back home, lo and behold, that listing had disappeared. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. What an untimely demise, whatever. Bad timing on all that. Today, I remembered that this post was, I think, in a group related to synth stuff. So I was able to find that group, join that group, message, hey, somebody in this group had a Space Echo and a Zelzah. Not even 5 minutes later, guy messaged and says, yeah, I still have those. So I was overjoyed. So it's a mini miracle that I have both of these. So thank you, you know who you are. I'm so excited to add these to my collection. So anyway, now I will shut up and we'll plug this thing in. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after a smidge of troubleshooting, we are set up. I brought a couple friends with the Zelzah just to mix it up a little bit. We got the Swollen Pickle by Way Huge. It's a fuzz, it's nasty, it's fun. And the Collider, which is delay and reverb together. Another Deals and Steals episode. If you haven't seen it, check it out. An excellent value, regardless of the price. Alright, let's start on the left side with the classic sweep and just, let's set everything to noon and see what happens. We're in the humbucker, bridge humbucker of my Nick Johnston Schecter traditional something or another HSS Strat. Traditionally, I like phase a little slower with a little more depth. Switching to my neck single coil. Ugh, feels a little drunkard. Sounds really nice. Go into the barber setting. Cool. I think the default setting is to have it continuously going up. So instead of the wave kind of sound like it's rising and falling, barber, it's always going to be rising or falling. I believe I read in the little mini manual there that positive or rising is the default. Looks like it's been switched to downward or negative or whatever. Kind of keeps descending there. That's pretty cool. There, you can really hear it. Cool, love it. And then envelope filter. Think. So sort of like an auto wah sort of thing. So depending on how, what is it? It's velocity sensitive, signal sensitive. Dope. Moving on. Let's check out the right side. We're going to bring the voice back over to Phaseville. Start with resonance off. So again, I just watched CS Guitars. Colin Scott has a great video regarding phasers, and he goes in and actually has like an oscilloscope or something of the like, where you can actually see like the wave pattern of the sounds, which is a blast. And it basically shows for phasers kind of how many times it goes around before it comes back, which I think is in fact the stages, in this case 6 on this side. So the resonance knob, I think it's how much is fed back into the phaser. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but resonance is currently off, and you've got mild and strong, so let's hit those. So without hitting that depth control, it's just that much bigger. That's wild. Oh gosh. So back to mid, but still depth at max. So starting to change this phase knob, or voice knob, excuse me. Start to hear that filter start to change or adjust. I don't even know what the word is. So in this realm, you're in more of a flanger territory. And then going further, more into chorusville. I don't even know. Yeah, there you go. So I kind of dug that the focus of the pedal is a phaser, but it gives you the opportunity to do a couple other effects. It's not built like a multi-effect where it's like, here's the phaser algorithm, here's the flanger algorithm, but this voice knob is what kind of gives those different characters. Let's go to the mild resonance. Maybe that'll give us a little more wildness. So again, phase, Flangerville. It's pretty. Go all the way. A little more detuned or deep chorus. So I think this is where it's kind of more like a faux Leslie speaker. I think they have the Lex is their pedal in this series or whatever that is more focused on that. That's wild. Chorusy. And back to Phaserville. So this is 2 in 1. So you can get really absolutely nuts. We can go a fast one here, a slow one here with a little less depth. Oh gosh. That's great. You can actually, like you can hear both waveforms. That really allows you to kind of hear them individually almost. You can really hear the separation there. Actually, I've got that tempo wrong. I actually really like that. The lights follow kind of the filter and the speed there. Turn the depth down and the light, changed a little bit. Anyway, that's the Strymon Zelzah. We're just scratching the surface here. If I hold this button, it'll change this mode, and I can change, again, I think there's a number, oh boy. Yeah, see, I don't know what all these are supposed to be. For instance, I think this one is, you know, the, oh shoot, see now I've, yeah, I don't know what they do. One of them will change, you know, how wide the stereo image is. You can go kind of a dual mono out all the way out to 180 degrees, which is wild. I'm sure this one does the same. It's not the same, but like allows you to then change a parameter with the knobs. So again, a lot of depth, but plenty to do on the surface. So anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Thanks for hanging out. If you want to see better players make better sounds with any of the gear you see here, I mean, Azuma doesn't make noise. It prevents noise, actually. Check out YouTube, check out Strymon's while you're on YouTube right now if you're watching this, and I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe for more if you're interested in bumbling idiots learning about gear and playing them for the first time. To get my reaction, whatever. This is wild. I'm really excited. Honestly, I really want to try to make just a very simple board, basically using this fuzz or a Vespa, which I just got today as well. This, maybe a Sunset Overdrive that I have, and that, and just seeing what all can be done with a handful of pedals. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.